When you were a little kid, did you like going on adventures? Hi, my name is Mateo Barreto, and no matter if it was a hike through the mountains or just grabbing some groceries from my parents, I used to love going on adventures. I used to always try and find different routes to try and find shortcuts, and in this story, trying to find a shortcut actually ends up taking me a lot longer. One day, when I was about 9 or 10, my dad was doing some work on his car. Then he realized he was missing a part that he needed to replace to make the car run. He was going to call his brother, who lived about 30 minutes away, to come to town and give him a ride to the store. I loved adventures, so I offered that I would ride my bike to go to the store for him to buy the part. He agreed, he gave me some money, and I set out on my bike. I got to the store with no problems and bought the part, and then I started to head home. When I was about 1/3 of the way home, I came across a dirt path that led behind a neighborhood and along an old railroad. I thought that this would be a quick shortcut for me to get home, so I went down the path. When I was a few minutes down the path, I came across a little hole in the fence that went along it. I went through the fence into the neighborhood thinking that it was my neighborhood. I rode around for a little while until I came across a park. I looked closer at this park, and as I came closer, I realized that I didn't know where this park was. I didn't even know what neighborhood I was in. I realized I was lost. I started to panic, and I started riding my bike very fast in the direction I thought I had came from. However, as I rode and rode, I could not find that little hole that I thought I came in from. I kept on riding and riding, and eventually I turned the corner, and I was back at that park at which I started at. I took a break at the park to relax for a little bit, and it was getting dark, so I was scared. I stayed there for a while, and I thought to myself that I was mad. I was mad that I went down the stupid path. I should have not tried to take a shortcut and just did things the long, hard way. And if I had done that, I would have created less problems for myself. Right as I was thinking that, I heard, "Hey, Mateo," from the street, and I look up. Right there in the car was my uncle and my dad, both in the car. And I said, "What are you doing here, guys?" And they said, "Well, we came to look for you. It was getting late." I said, "How did you find me, guys?" And they told me they just had a hunch. I got in the car and I realized I was lucky. I learned that day that I shouldn't always just try and take shortcuts. I shouldn't take shortcuts because sometimes taking a shortcut will end up being a lot much more work than the original path. Thank you for listening.